Hello students, in this video we are going to start with lesson 5, traders to rulers. In the last lesson we discussed about the names of different invaders, Ahmad Shah Abdali, Mahmud Gawan, etc. They came to India and they plundered the wealth of India, right? After the decline of the Delhi Sultanate, many foreigners again they came to India and they started trade in India. So these are the things we will discuss in this lesson. In the introduction part we can see that the Europeans they carried on the trade along the overland route to the east until the mid 15th century. The Europeans they want to trade with the east. Okay, but the Turks they blocked this trade route. The Turkish people they did not allow to trade with this area. So the Britishers, the Europeans, they need to discover a new sea route to the east. Here comes Vasco da Gama of Portugal. He made a new sea route, or he find out a new sea route at Calicut on the Malabar coast in South India. Portugal, or the people those who came for trade, Portugal people they got huge amount of money as profit. So many other companies they also needed to make profit, so they also wish to trade with the east. And the end of the 16th century, Europe's overseas trade with the east began to fetch enormous wealth. I told you, through the trade they got, or the Europe's overseas trade with the east began to fetch huge amount of money as profit. So the rulers of some European countries allowed a group of merchants to start trading companies with the east, because the traders they got money, huge money as profit. So the rulers of European countries they also allowed their merchants to start trade with east. This means that no other merchants in these countries could participate in the eastern trade. So the rulers they got a share of the profit. They allowed for some companies only. Through that the rulers they got a share of the profit. The English East India Company was established. Here comes English East India Company. It was established on 31st December. When Queen Elizabeth I of England issued a royal charter granting its founders monopoly to trade with the East. The English East India Company was established on 31st December 1600. And Elizabeth I of England, she issued a royal charter. That means a written statement of rights for granting trade with the East. So these companies set up trade settlement in the East and they purchased goods in bulk at the cheapest possible price with the gold and silver they brought from Europe. And here comes the English East India Company. English East India Company also received permission to establish trade settlement in India, and they got permission from Mughal ruler Jahangir. Jahangir gave permission to them for start trade settlements in India. So the English trade settlements were run by the company recruits called factors. They started factories in India. Factories means it is not a place of manufacture. At the same time, it was a godown, it was an office for maintaining records and residential quarters of the company's servants. Okay. And what was the main item for the trade? The company traded in Indian textile, indigo, spices, example pepper, cardamom, cinnamon and cloves. These were the main trading items. Okay. Next to the first English factories in India were set up Masulipatanam. The first English factory it was set up in Masulipatanam and Surat in the early 17th century. But At the same time, the end of the 17th century, the English established 3 presidencies also. They started factory in Masulipatanam, and end of the 17th century, Englishers, they established 3 presidencies also in Madras, Bombay and Calcutta. Okay, and the French established settlement at Pondicherry, Mahi, Chandigarh, etc. Englishers, they made for the English traders, they made trade setup in Masulipatanam like us, presidencies also in Madras, Bombay, Calcutta. At the same time, the French people, they also established settlements at Pondicherry, Mahi, Chandnagar, etc. After the breaking up of Mughal Empire, the Mughal rulers, they were very weak on those days. So after the breaking up of the Mughal Empire by the middle of the 18th century, the Englishers got a good chance to interfere the political system of India, or the English and French to establish political influence in India. Why? Because the Mughal rulers, they were very weak on those days. That was the reason for it. Okay. And next we are going to study about the birth of the British Indian Army. For protecting their trade settlement, I told you that the Britishers and the French traders, they made their own trade settlements in India. For protecting these trade settlements, the English East India Company needed a well-trained army. What was the purpose of this? To protect and expand its Indian trade settlement. And in 19th century or mid 19th century, the company raised an army at Madras by training a mixed band of European and Indian soldiers. Bombay and Calcutta also had separate armies. Ultimately, these 3 armies were merged to form the company army in India. Okay. Indians and the Britishers or the Europeans were also the members of the army, and the Indian soldiers in the company army were called Sepoys, and they formed the bulk of the company's troops. They were trained to be disciplined and to master Western military skills. They were also trained to use modern military equipment such as the matchlock musket. That means it's a type of gun. Okay, they got, or the soldiers, they got or they were trained to be disciplined and master of Western military skills, and they got training for using the modern military equipments, etc. Okay. So once again I will explain up to here. We are discussing about the end of the 16th century, the things or the incidents that happened in the 16th century. By the end of the 16th century, the Europeans or Europe's overseas trade with the East began to fetch enormous profit. That means through the trade, the Europeans, through the overseas trade, the Europeans, they got a huge amount of money as profit, so that many other companies also try to business with or trade with the East. But no other merchants, some only limited companies or limited merchants only got permission for trading with the East side. The rulers, they got or they give permission for some companies only for trading with the East. In return, the rulers, they got or they took a share of the profit. And in 31st December 1600, English East India Company was established. Queen Elizabeth I issued a royal order for granting monopoly to trade with the East. And here comes the English East India Company. The English East India Company received permission to establish trade settlement in India from Jahangir. The English East India Company, they got permission or royal order from Jahangir for starting business with the East. And the English trade settlements were run by the companies recruit called factors. They made factories in India, different parts of India. Factories means it was not a place of manufacture, it was a godown, it was an office, and it was a residential quarter for the company's servants. In the first English factory, it was set up in Masulipatanam and Surat. Later, they established three presidencies also in Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta. Later, they made a huge or well trained army for protecting their trade settlements from their enemies. That was the main aim for it. Okay, so up to here it is enough for today. Next day we will continue with Anglo French rivalry. Okay, up to here all of you read, children.